All right. Well, welcome in everybody, whoever's watching. So yeah, we've got something to discuss. We'll get to it shortly, I believe. Letting whoever wants to tune in tune in. I'm hoping there will be some chat engagement today. I'd like to talk about it with other people, get their opinions and stuff. I know a couple developers from Cortex Development, Cody Simpson's Discord there. I talked a little bit about it there in a random channel. A few of them are like a little concerned, but like, I don't think people could be too concerned about it. Hopefully. Okay, let me, I don't know. Let's, so basically what we're talking about today is just AI generated plugins, specifically Minecraft plugins. We have a couple of them that we can review, look into, and we have their Discord that people are communicating in and talking about the AI stuff, asking stuff. That's not how that works. I'm currently talking to someone in the chat right now. They're talking about instead of making 25 smaller plugins, they just merge it all into one big plugin. They say, "Oh, that's 25 smaller plugins. It's too much server load." Like, no, that's not how that works. They load it once and then it's it. Okay, man. I just gotta say, this conversation I'm having with the person right now is exactly the reason why I think this AI tool is a bad thing. Because this guy is like, he like doesn't know. He, okay, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. A lot of thoughts regarding AI tools for coding. Ugh, God. Okay. I don't know. I don't know where I even want to start. Let's just get into it, I guess. So here we have my desktop. Just gonna go into this Discord here. This is the AI tool. It's called Codella. My friend Edward Belt made it. You might know Edward Belt if you're familiar with Ed Prison. He made Ed Prison. So there's a lot of people in here already. This thing was like just announced publicly a couple days ago. Although he talked to me about it in DMs like a few days before that. Anyways, so we have this is the main chat. This is the conversation I was just having. Say make several plugins of Codella, would it be able to compile all of them into one plugin? Saying you just make the one big plugin with all the features, not make separate plugins and merge them. Said it would be easier to make one at a time, making it perfect, would it not? I said, yeah, it would be easier. Just use them as separate plugins. Too much server load. No. No. It would be easier just loading one big plugin compared to, say, 25 smaller ones. That's not how it works. So you sure? They're loaded once when servers start, and that's it, like caching. So that's what I'm saying. Instead, if it's one big plugin, you're still loading about the same amount of stuff, practically speaking. This I must say, this is why I think it's a bad idea, because people like this, they're just they don't exactly know. They're not the best with the server stuff, obviously. I mean, just asking this question and talking about this short little conversation, it just reveals their server knowledge, I will say. The extent of their server knowledge. About making servers and plugins. So they don't know plugins. A lot of people who don't know plugins or don't know how to code, they're using this tool. And let's just go to the Vouchers channel to show. There's a lot of good reviews, obviously. So Wumpus made a great Vouchers plugin, very fast and reliable. We're gonna check this out. Made the best jobs plugin at the moment with no bugs. Almost no bug fixes, meaning he almost didn't have to type out any prompts to fix any bugs. Definitely going to invest. Okay, cool. This guy is a beta tester, by the way. In the process of making an unique well plugins. Has worked great at the moment. Thanks, Ed. Great. Usually, this guy, 14 mutual friends, 15 mutual servers. This guy's obviously around the Minecraft space quite a bit. I think he's a developer himself. Maybe, I don't know, he's currently on about Codella, I guess. He's also a beta tester, high and batch for this boy. He pinged Edward Belt here. This Edward Belt is name's obviously truncated because of streamer mode. Codella had a few bugs early on, so it's early stages, of course. But wow, it's just turned into something amazing so far. Creates unique plugins that are seriously going to help the community. You do pretty much anything other than packets. Yep. Which, that is true. Edward is going to work on this, though, he said. It can't do packets right now. Because that's just a whole other level of plugins in general. Mate's so amazing. Highly recommend checking it out. Another person just says fantastic. I don't know who this is, but they're talking about Side Hustle's plugin developer. Company's very impressed. Codella.ai just passed. Absolutely aced. My coding interview questions. That's concerning. When I asked developers to show their skill in making Minecraft plugins, AI currently has the ability to come up with creative solutions to problems within the limits of Minecraft Server API. It's also able to understand it and use more complex programming concepts, e.g. it can reduce the time complexity of a method when requested to optimize a plugin. Even when, as a joke, asking AI to rewrite the plugin it made in Kotlin, very language, it just compiled and rewrote the Java code to Kotlin. It gave an error during compilation, but no problem. I didn't even read the error, but pressed the autofix button and it solved it. That's another concerning thing. As a plugin developer, I'm very impressed. The quality of resulting plugin jar is great. The code is well documented, a bit too much, in his opinion. But then again, the general users of this app probably don't know how to code, so it's probably good. Yeah, see, this is bad. If you don't know how to code, don't use an AI to write all your... Don't rely on an AI to make your server for you. Please. Please. Get someone who knows what they're doing at least. Oh my god, okay. This project is structured properly, and there's plenty of configuration options for the end user. Personalize the result plugin, yeah. I know this person quit making Minecraft like a year ago, yeah, great. Made a really good freeze plugin, 100% recommend using this. Yeah, pretty much just the only actual valid reviews, in my opinion, are this one and Goosely's, because all of them are just glazing, kind of. Also, I suppose this one here, because he actually linked his plugin that he made. This person. Yeah, okay. This guy makes a lot of sense here. This could be such an insane community. People arguing with actual Java developers when they have the AI to ask if what they are asking is dumb. Yep. Yeah. I mean... Yeah, guys. Yippee. Woohoo. I'm a Java developer and I know Minecraft plugins now because this AI does it for me. I can't be wrong. Okay. Anyways, there's a lot of people asking for help in here regarding it. There's a lot of projects here. The freeze plugin, the currencies plugin, the Edward made vouchers, quest plugin. So we're going to check out all these, and there's a lot of suggestions here. Let's go over these suggestions. Make it so you can send tokens to your friends. Okay, tokens are just the currency that you need to use the prompts for the AI. Token cost estimator. Okay, so these two are just for the actual service. Initial default prompt. Oh, it's just a default prompt. Will be appended to the start of our initial project prompt. Okay, cool. Import projects. So that you can import your non-AI generated project to have AI work on it. That's okay. Concerning. Upload projects. Yeah. Okay. Do the same suggestions. Make a room where you can speak together. Or you show project on screen share. So like a voice chat, I guess. Custom role with linking their website account to Discord. Okay. Gift tokens. Spin a wheel, get like, okay. Well, that's just dumb. This is giving away free tokens. Pin projects. Website AI generator. Generate a whole website for Minecraft server. Again, usually your suggestions, I've said this in Cortex development. I think your suggestions are just lazy things you don't want to do. Blockbench AI creates items, blocks with JSON files. Great. More lazy stuff. Helps users pattern of speech to communicate with them. Just how to do certain things. They just want an AI to teach you how to code, which is just stupid. Make a forum where people post Codella creations for everyone to use. That's the projects right there. Like AI. Okay, well that's just not a serious suggestion. Yep, satire. So you can add a file or a folder as context for the AI. Okay. Pixel art AI generates insane and crazy UIs from pixels. From using pixels in AI. So you want AI generated pixel art for the UIs. Great. The setup generator creates a whole server setup, and Edward has even talked about this to me. He said he wanted to work on an AI that just generates server setups for you and configures all the plugins and stuff, which I think is not a good thing. Config generator, generally complex configuration. Just okay. Yep. So that's interesting. All welcome stuff. Yeah. Okay. There's information. Codella.ai is the website link. Announcements. He's made a couple updates. It currently doesn't work with MBT API, but he's gonna fix that. Data rate limiting issue. No rules yet. Changelog. Mobile view. Creation date. Yep. Drastically reduced prototype pricing by 10 to 20 times. Yep. I can now delete files. You can see how many tokens the message costs. Works only for new messages, not old ones. Improved AI. Okay. Great. So, okay. Alright. Showcase. There's a lot of people who are showcasing what they've made with the AI. Took 7k tokens for a reclaim plugin. By the way, 7k tokens is not a lot of tokens. For context, you can get 1,000,000 tokens for $25. Anyways, so I have this tool to check out the jar file code, and here's the actual website when you sign in. I don't know if it gives you 100k tokens for free, or if Edward gave my account 100k tokens to try it out on stream, because I told him I was going to stream this stuff. Let me see, there's pricing here. I'm going to open that up. Here we go. Here's the pricing stuff. You got starter, 1,000,000 tokens for $25, or you can get 2,000,000 tokens for a discount, $46 instead of $50. 5,000,000 tokens for $100, or 10,000,000 tokens for $170. These are all one-time purchases, I believe, not subscriptions. If you're only for what you want to use, no monthly subscriptions required. Yep. So there you go. Although I would not really, I don't know. I wouldn't use this personally, especially not for a server I want to create and release publicly. But people will use it for that. You already got people seriously using the plugin or the AI here. Okay, good job. Anyways, wondering, nobody is okay. Anyways, okay, cool. So, I guess let's just go over some of the plugins here. I got 3 from Edward himself that he made with his AI. I already went and looked into the code for these, but I'll do that on stream as well. This one I haven't looked into yet. So before we actually generate our own plugin and we test them out in game, I want to look at the code here. So let's go Questmaster. We'll just do that. Questmaster. Actually, we'll do Economy X first. And this is just to show you, if you're a developer, you can look into the code and like see what it actually looks like. So obviously you get the plugin.yml. It's got the name, version, the main, API version, description, comprehensive, multi-currency economy and shop system with visual displays and exchange functionality. Okay. It says economy X, it's eco, balance command, check your balance. You can pay another player. You can exchange between currencies. You can open the shop. You can view transaction history, and you can access the auction house. So it's not just multiple currencies. It also has a shop and an auction house system, as well as exchanging and transaction history. Those typically aren't seen in an economy plugin. Anyways, so we got messages. It has configuration files as well, which is interesting. This is typically what you would see in a normal YML message file system or config system. You got the prefix, you got all the different messages here. And config.yml, it has apparently MySQL support, which is interesting. Depot currency, starting balance, often is saved in a database. Maximum number of transactions to keep in history per player, 100. Enable debug logging. So shop settings, you can toggle it on or off. Auction house stuff. Yeah. So here's shop configuration. You got a general shop with like the icon for the shop, name and lore of it. You got different items you can put in the shop. It's not the best configuration I've seen for a shop plugin, but it's AI again. What are you gonna do about it? Premium shops. It's just the same thing, but a different shop. So different things. Okay. Currencies. Currency configuration. Coins here. So, typical in-game currency type thing. Display, settings, starting max balance, minimum balance, allow, negative, obviously false. I don't know why we need this. I don't know why you would need this if you have the minimum balance setting at 0. They obviously wouldn't be able to go below the minimum. Okay, and then here you can customize how much it's worth in a different currency. So if you have 1 coin, you can transfer it to 0.1 tokens. Same thing for this, except it's 0.01 gems. Transaction fees for the currency. So 5% exchange fee apparently. 0% send fee. That's the same thing for these other currencies, same configuration setup. Obviously. And now we actually have the code here. So here's the Megan class. Looks pretty standard in my opinion. The only thing I remember the only actual critique I could give of this was that, um, first off, it has explicit typecasting, but that's not the AI. I think that's just the decompiler. Interestingly enough, I'm not sure why it did that. But I brought it up to Edward, and he told me that this wasn't in the this wasn't in his AI editor, because when you generate something, this whole window becomes like IntelliJ here. You can export different packages and classes and all that. And then my next critique was the fact that it has a private static instance for the main class, as well as a static get instance method for it, but it still uses dependency injection to pass the main class into all the other classes that require it. It still uses dependency injection, even though it doesn't need to. But still, you got the config manager, database manager, currency manager, transaction manager, shop manager, auction house GUI. It has it has an API. It registers commands. It registers the listeners. It starts whatever tasks it needs to, and it even logs that it's been enabled. And he told me that he didn't modify any of this code himself manually. This is all the AI code. But we'll test it out. As I said, I have tokens to try it out. So there's normal undisable stuff. Disable the currencies, the shops, the auction house. Close the database. Here's the registered command method. Again, more explicit typecasting. Not sure if that's the AI or the decompiler, or the compiler. So you get the commands from the plugin.yml, and you register them, they set their executors. Another thing I have to say is that it's using Spigot API. He doesn't have any, I don't think he has any paper API set up for it. So it's just Spigot plugins, not paper plugins. You able to start task stuff. I would probably have this in a different class, to be honest. What does it do? It gets, okay, so it just saves the currencies, shops, and auction house. And it gets a save interval from the config. If the shop is enabled, it'll refresh the shop every refresh interval, whatever. Yep. And then we have all the getters down here for the API, auction house GUI, auction manager, shop manager, transaction manager, currency manager, database, and config stuff. That's the entire main class. Looks pretty clean from this view, at least. Let's go into the API here. It's just one class, EconomyX API. So in the API, you have the plugin. Again, it's using dependency injection to get the main class, which it doesn't need to because it has a static get instance. But then you have a get all currencies. You have which you get from the currency manager. Let me quickly check in the currency manager what that method returns. Get currencies, collections, unmodifiable map, set currencies. So okay, it doesn't just return this map, which is a good thing because then it can be modified. It actually makes sure you can't. It returns an unmodifiable map. So that's good. Let's see. We were in here. Got another ping on Discord. Let me check it out for. Okay, yeah, it's not related to anything that I'm doing. Global news. Okay, great. So yeah, we do have more messages here. Let's go back to the display. MBT API win. Spire made a whole soup PvP core concerning. Still improving on it. Yeah, of course you are. Gatekeep it soon. For the MBT API update. The 64 with it. And preferably train it on holograms a bit more. Are you ready? Okay. This is good. 1 to 3 weeks. Work on other stuff while it cooks. Okay, help. Right. I'm having problems with that email verification. Which I did too. I had to get Ed to manually verify my account because it didn't send me the verification email. Anyways, so let's keep looking at this. We got obviously get currency, get default currency, get balance. All the basic API methods you can add to their balance, you can withdraw from their balance, you can transfer from a player to another player. You can exchange from one currency to another currency. You can get transaction history of a player. You can calculate the exchange rate from one currency to another for this amount of that currency. So yeah, pretty standard API stuff, which is actually a good thing. Okay, auction house, basically auction manager. So again, dependency injection not needed. There's the auctions map, which is a auctioned item per player, I assume. Or we'll check out this class, so don't worry about that. A map of UID, list of UIDs, players bidding, you know. Let's see, auctions from the database manager. Here's highest bidder ID, null, continues, player bids, compute, if absent, guys bidder, okay, cool. Start the auction tasks. Process expired auctions. So every now and then it'll process which auctions have expired. You have a method to create the auctions, place bids. Buy now. Interesting. Cancel. Process expired auctions. It's for the task. Finalize expired auction. There's a lot of code. I'm not sure if this is the AI or the compiler that changed it to look like this, but there's a lot of if-else statements here. Get active auctions, get featured, player auctions, get player bids, get auction, save all of it to the database. Standard stuff, I would say. Auction status. Simple enum, active, ended, cancelled, or sold. Alright, pretty self-explanatory. Auction. So this class here, we have, so what generated this is my friend's AI he's been working on. He made this Codella.ai website that has just generally, you can type out a prompt of what plugin you want and it'll generate it here, and you can modify it in here and it'll compile it for you and everything. So yeah, he made this tool for it. I'm just going over it. I'm expressing my thoughts on it because I'm not the biggest fan of this personally, as a plugin developer myself. But I'm just going over it right now. Gonna express my thoughts on it, and also hello, welcome to the stream, to the chat. So this auction class, a lot of getters and setters. This is basically just to store all the information for a specific auction. So the ID of the auction, the seller UID, the currency they're looking for, the item they're selling. The players to notify, I guess. Yeah, I have to decompile this. I mean, it does produce a source. I'm gonna look into this myself. So yeah, the whole source code will be like in this window basically, and you can click on it. You can check out all the packages and classes. You can modify it manually if you wanted to, or you can have the AI make adjustments. Um, Pretty sure you can download the source for yourself. I'm not sure though. We'll look into it because I have 100k tokens. I can experiment with this on stream. Uh, but yeah, I only have to decompile this because I'm looking at plugins that my friend made with it. My friend being the creator of this AI tool. So he sent me these plugins to check out and review a couple days ago. So there's the auction house. Oh, so we got commands here. We have a lot of different commands. There's the main command. It's basically standard command executor, tab completer stuff. Again, unneeded dependency injection. Not the prettiest looking code right here. Or here, I will say. But people who are using this tool aren't going to be developers, so they're not going to care about how good the code looks. So they're not, they probably won't even understand half of it, or 90% of it. There's a lot of people in the Discord right now that are using it that aren't actually developers. Again, we go back to the vouchers. There's a lot of non-developers in here. Like this guy up here, he was talking about all this stuff. My issue with it, using AI to assist small bits of code and make sure it's correct is fine, but entire project is incredibly dangerous, to be honest. Yeah, that's my concern as well. I have a lot of concerns in general, actually, because again, a lot of people who aren't actually developers are using this tool, and as someone who helps out a lot in Cody Simpson's development Discord for Minecraft plugins, I have a veteran role here just because I've been in here for a while. I help out a lot of people, and there's a lot of people we get in here that just come in with ChatGPT code, and they're like, "Hey, why doesn't this ChatGPT code work?" And then we're like, we gotta explain to them like, don't rely on ChatGPT code to do everything for you, because you don't know how it works. You don't know why it doesn't work. That's the problem here. But yeah, a lot of people are just using this AI tool, and they're getting errors. A lot of people are in the help channel asking about it. But yeah, people, it's just a whole problem. And then there's people on here that were already talking about reselling their the AI generated plugins. So they're gonna make AI generated plugins and resell them to get a profit. Yeah, right here. 100% recommend using this. Dumb people like me being able to make plugins very easily and not having a lot of issues. You could easily make plugins, resell them to make your money back. Definitely a steal. So that's another thing I'm concerned with. I don't want to see a bunch of AI plugins being sold. That's just terrible. We already have that problem with AI art. It's a whole thing. This, like, I totally agree with you. I don't like the idea of this AI at all. But I mean, obviously, going over the code here, if you know what you're doing, you can make it work. But the problem is this entire plugin I'm going over right now. This is entirely AI generated. Everything here, even the configuration files and stuff. Yeah, yeah. I've experimented with the ChatGPT, and the problem with it is when you're talking about like general Spigot API stuff, it understands that. It can sometimes get things wrong, but it can generally understand that. But if you go deeper, like into packets and reflection, as you say, it most of the time, if it doesn't know the API or the methods you're talking about, it just makes up methods and it makes up classes that it just assumes that you have, because it doesn't have any context. It doesn't know, right? And that's the problem. But my friend who made Cordell, he said he gave it basically all the context of the Spigot API, so it doesn't work with packets. And it has some problems with MPT API that he's working on all that. But still, I don't like I don't like this tool personally. I don't know. It's a big problem in my opinion because I don't want to see a bunch of people who've never learned to code in their life acting like they're developers because they make AI plugins. Like you have like okay, again comparing this to AI art, there's a lot of people who, like you get like an artist, like an actual artist talking to someone and they're like, "Oh, you're a digital artist too?" And then the person replies with, "Yeah, I make AI art." And you're like, "What? That you're not an artist?" Like, yeah, it's just honestly, I don't know. I don't like it. Let me read your message here. Um, yeah, yeah, because it lacks a lot of context. I will show you something I used AI for in my prison core here. I used ChatGPT one time here, um, just to help me understand the logic behind, where is it? Configuration. Behind this JSON stuff. Because what I wanted to do was make it so that I could say like, so I can interact with the JSON configuration file the same way I interact with the YML configuration config file. Or config file. That being said, I had to make sure it parsed and split keys the same way YML does. So like user dot like player dot player name, it'll actually like separate that into like a different I don't have a good example right now, but like if you know how YML files work in plugins, you can do like the keys. Where's my config stuff at? Here. Resources. Right, okay, so like this here, if you wanted to grab this value, you would do logging dot allow dash formatting. So I wanted to have a JSON file work the same way with the keys there. So I had to use ChatGPT to help me understand that logic and split it all into maps because there was a lot of looping and maps within maps and stuff. But that's about it. It helped me with that, but it also did get things wrong as I was doing it, so I had to make adjustments and stuff myself as well. So it's not always reliable at all by any means, as you say. Again, a lot of this code looks kind of ugly. Yeah, there's a lot of nesting. As a more experienced developer, I probably would try to avoid this much nesting. So, yeah, especially right here. Sometimes it's unavoidable, I understand that, but like, what even is this formatting right here? Where did all these? There's one. There's another one. What? Yeah. Wait. What's going on here? Try. Why is there a? What is this? Huh? I really should open up IntelliJ real quick so I can type out some code. Let me get that open. Yeah. Let me open up and I don't want to make a new project. Let me just open up. I'll just open up Astro Prism. Okay, let me go down to. So we'll go. Okay. All right. Static final build wasn't really working after a lot of debugging. Yeah, alright. Makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of uses for AI, but a lot of incorrect usages for it. Like, okay, again, let me try and take this code and, like, what is it saying here exactly? Because it's just kind of messy. So we have this try statement here, but it also has a semicolon here. And then this unnecessary semicolon right here. Is it supposed to be like this? Why is it like that? So I mean, like, what is this? Where does this? Okay, so this closes this, then this has a semicolon here, and this has an unnecessary semicolon there. I don't even know. I have no clue. Maybe? Is it like this? I think that would make sense, right? But I don't know if this works like that. If I was to import these here. There, maybe that works, but this is unnecessary semicolon right there. Apparently. Yeah, that makes sense right here. You can definitely do that in the try statement down here, but there are uses for this. I don't personally know the uses for it. I don't really use this, but I'm sure there's a reason people do use it. Again, here's another one. Try. Okay, so the problem the AI is doing, it's first off, okay, so obviously with this, you do need a semicolon right here, so you could define another context thing here. But here it's using another one, but it's adding an unnecessary semicolon when it doesn't need to. Like, there's only one thing being defined right here. It doesn't need the semicolon, and it didn't need the semicolon after right here, but it doesn't know that. So it's just trying to add it wherever it thinks it's supposed to go. Which again, AI problem. It might. I haven't tried that. Let me see. Obviously this isn't gonna make any sense, right? Oh yeah, it requires an auto-closable. Let's do prepared statement test. We'll just call it null. So obviously I need to catch this, right? Here we go, and then we'd say test dot. Cool. I'm gonna say test dot. No, it doesn't carry over to catch. I said finally. No, it doesn't carry over to finally either. Else I'm doing this wrong. But yeah, no, it doesn't carry over. But that little in here, it only allows you to define auto-closable stuff. So I think it just automatically closed it afterwards. Probably. That'd be my guess. But yeah, this is a lot of code, a lot of nesting right here. I don't think like they didn't need the try statement in the try statement and another try statement. Like why didn't they just do one try statement right here and then catch all the different exceptions that could be thrown? I mean, there isn't any catches in here either, so they definitely didn't need to do this. Like this is more effort than just manually closing each auto closable. Yeah, as you said. Yeah, so this is just way more effort than is actually necessary. Let me see if I can. Let me just copy this here, and I'm just gonna make a new class here, a temporary class, and we'll just say, you know, obviously import all this stuff. Okay, result set, import that. Gotta catch this. So everything that's in here is still being caught by this catch statement. And again, this get plugin. Stupid that they're using dependency injection, considering the fact that they have a get instance statement in their main class that they could just call. The AI is not very smart. Oh yeah, this is another telling of AI. The fact that it explicitly says the type of you know, they explicitly say the type of the list that they're setting this list to. You don't need this here. You only need it here. So that's another telling of AI. The fact that the explicit type argument, it could just be that. Oh yeah, it could be depower as well. But actually, when I did no, I don't know. Because when I was messing with my JSON stuff with the AI, it also did this. But when it was doing this for my cases, I needed to have it there because it was like putting a map in a map, and the value that it's being set to was like just any generic map. I had to set like this specific type of map that's going in there. Anyways, let me see if I can just redo this here, how I would do it. Remove that. So obviously, I think I'm going a bit too in depth for this, but we'll see. Okay, result set now. No, I wanted to grab this. There you go. So now we can do the while statement. So just put that in there. So while is next, do this stuff. We don't need this try statement. Put that there. Close it. Right, and then this, don't need it. Returns items. Where is it return items at? Turns it after that? We'll see. And the catch statement. There we go. So it already returns items down here. So then we need to say, so that closes the delete statement, which is created in the while. And then, so that's good. And then, oh, so we need to close the result set, that statement, and the connection. Well, actually, I don't think you close the connection in a method. You close the connection after when the server goes offline. Yeah, I think a lot of it is from the compiler. We'll see when we actually mess and generate our own plugin in the AI thing. But yeah, this is how I would probably do it. Anyways, just messing around. All right. Going back to this, it's just a lot of, there's a lot of, here's the GUI classes here. So it creates a new inventory of a holder null. Ooh, okay. Let me see how it checks if they're in the shop menu. Ooh. I think this is how they make sure they're in the shop menu, which is not good. Listeners. Player listener. Ooh. This is terrible. This is terrible. This is this is bad. This is very bad. This is painful. This is terrible. You don't want this. You never want this in your plugin. Never. Never. Yeah, oh god. Just, no, you don't want that. Alright. Alright. Okay, well, that's another critique I have. You don't want that. Again, they're doing it for the auction house menu. This is bad. It's not good. Okay. Well, that's the economy plugin. Gist of it. It has a lot of different features. We can look at it on the server. Actually, let me put it in here. I don't know what version it's for, but I'm just gonna try it on 1.2 and 1.4. And we'll see what happens when we run the server. Oh yeah, I have a tutorial paper plugin on there. Economy X looks like it loaded. Yeah, Economy X is loaded, so it works. Economy X, again, here's all the config stuff. Alright, let's I guess let's look at it in game. So obviously we have essentials on here as well, so we're gonna have to change that up. This has a reload command. Balance gems, coins and tokens. Here's the disable. I hate this plugin. Can't disable it. Browse auctions. There's no inventory title here, which is interesting. I think we can configure that. There's no auctions currently. Or bids. Create auction. Pick an item from your inventory, put it in the auction house. Okay. Let's say grass block. Okay. Gems, coins, tokens. let's say started at $10. Buy now, let's say 100, 5, continue. Duration an hour. Featured, cost $50 to have it featured, sure. Right, you'd see all the current settings you just set and create. Okay, so now we have the auction information. You place a bid, you can buy it now, cancel it. And there is the featured auction there. Your auctions, there you go. Featured, etc. I don't know where, there's like no titles up there. No, there is. There is. It's just very hard to see because of the color. I think because of my resource pack, I have like darker menus. Okay. So that's the auction house. Shop. Here we go. We have the general store, the premium shop. Buy and sell stuff. You could say how much you're buying or selling. Buy 1, 10, or 64. Here we go. Bought an apple. Again, there was $3, so I lost $3. Man. So, I mean, obviously the plugin works, but it's not the best plugin concerning the code and the practices they're incorporating here. Especially in the listeners here. This is what you never want to do when you're working with inventories in Minecraft. This is how Vulkan had that massive security vulnerability. Alright, okay. So that's the gist of Economy X. History. Featured auction. Fee for item. Okay. Right, so I spent $50 to feature my item. And then I purchased an apple for 3 coins. Cool. Alright. I don't really know what else there's to go over about this Economy X plugin. Not really any formatting there. Yeah, there's no commas or anything there. Anyways, okay. Let's go over another plugin. The Quest Master. So he gave me an economy plugin, a quest plugin, and a jobs plugin. Alright. This one, pretty similar, I would say. You got the main config plugin for the GUI and the quest stuff. Storage options. There's no MySQL in this one. Quest lists. Admin creator menu, I guess. Messages, again, prefix, generally just message stuff here. Plugin.yml, you got all the permissions and commands. Yep. Quest config, you have weekly, monthly, global, and daily example quests. I don't know what global means, maybe it's just like a one-time quest. Zero biome types, no time limit, yeah. And the code, of course. Generally the same code structure, I would imagine. Again, they have a instance and a static getter for it, but they use dependency injection. I say they, but obviously it's an AI doing it. Storage manager, again. Basically just, general SQLite stuff. Bar 7, good, great. Okay, listeners. Quest listener. Obviously whenever they are. A lot of different listeners here. For the different types of quests. Player listener. Where's the menu listener? I think it's in the GUI manager actually. Yeah. Open inventories. Great. Where's the listener at? Okay, well this is a lot. Open rewards. Okay, here we go. On inventory, click. Open inventories contains key. See, this is what I wouldn't do. I would invert this if statement here. So if they're in an open inventory map, which again, I don't like doing it like that because like, what if they die or they, actually, where did they get removed from that open inventory map? I don't think I saw any close inventory listeners on player chat. Why is this in here? Oh, awaiting chat input. Okay. Great. Great. I don't know what all this is about. Oh, it's hash codes. Okay. Map. Interesting. Okay. Okay. This code just gets uglier and uglier. Here we go. On inventory close. Okay, so they do remove them when they close the inventory. But I don't think this covers every case of the inventory being closed. Like, what if they die, or what if they get teleported to another world, or what if they get kicked from the server? Then they'd still be in the map, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure the inventory close event only triggers if they manually close the inventory. Okay, well, commands. Sure, that's normal. Quests. Player quest manager. Quests and player requests. So I assume this is just the type, all the different quests, and this is just the quests the players have active. Okay, that's so much nesting. Okay. Alright, we'll look at this code more in depth when we actually work with this AI here. Let's look at it in game, I suppose. So let me remove Economy X and my tutorial plugin. Okay. And then let's look at Quest Master in game here. And obviously there's the third one, career paths. He sent me this one a little bit after the other two. After I gave my comments about those two, so maybe this one looks a little better. I don't know. Change from false to up. Oh yeah, he added annotations, I think. So I now have annotations and stuff. Quests, okay, jobs. Oh yeah, this one also has quests for different jobs. So yay. Pilot job. So it has better logging here. They still do dependency injection even though they have the private static instance. I don't think this ever gets used anywhere in these plugins. So cool. Well, they have a lot of logging here. Disabled successfully, disabling. See, if for just saying it's being disabled, I wouldn't have the dividers here. I would just have it for the successfully enabled and disabled ones. Like, not this just enabling message here. Okay, skills, there's the only thing in the utils is an item builder. So look at this. So an item stack and item meta. So you pass in the material, it creates the item stack for that material. And then it sets the item meta to that item stack's item meta. I do the same thing for, except with the material and the amount for the item stack. Interesting. Just a second. Okay. So yeah, this is looks like a pretty standard item builder, except I personally wouldn't do it like this because it's not very customizable. It's just an item stack and an item meta. You can just modify the item meta. Listeners, GUI listener. Is jobs you okay? So again, they're checking the inventory title, which is not a good thing to do. Can't stress enough how bad that is to do. Config manager, great. Just creates all the configs and stuff, and then the message manager. Okay. That's interesting. Player spigot. Okay, right. So it says player spigot send message, but it does the action bar. Okay. Anyway, so let's look at the other plugin that we got on here, Request Master. Request Master does work. Yeah. We got. Well, that's a typo. D daily quests, weekly quests, monthly quests, global quests. So explore every biome. You get money, you get XP, you get wings. Okay. Daily quests, miner. So you can mine 64 stone blocks. You started the quest. So it removes the item. It removes the click to start text, which is good. But it, in my opinion, it should enchant the item as well. So catch anything from catch 20 of anything. Monthly quests. Kill 100 hostile enemies. Right. Okay. Active quests. Cool. I like it as an active quest menu. So yeah, I'm gonna see. Let me just create a big cube of stone. And then Is that how that works? No. Okay, well it just has efficiency 5. And we'll do an unbreakable one. Let's do that. And then survival, and then just break all this stone here. There we go. Received $100, received 50 XP, and I received 2 diamonds and a golden apple. Cool. So I completed it. I don't know if there's any sounds for completing it, because I guess I don't have any. Oh, whoops. I gotta change that. I gotta rebind that free cam options button. Because I can't control drop. Okay, anyways. There we go. Anyways, so that's cool. Quests. Completed. No more. It's not in there anymore. Got to cancel. Cool. Cool. That's the quest plugin. Again, it works. So cool. Obviously, you can make more. I'm not really gonna go to these super in depth. Just because I don't really care to do that. But you know that they work and they do their jobs and stuff. So career paths. Again, it has jobs and quests for each job. So I can remove that. Add career paths in. Let me quickly change the control button here. Interesting. What do I just did? F10. Sure, open settings for what? Present switch steps. Okay, well then let's just say period. New waypoint. Hey, welcome in, Edward. That's cool. And then control. Where's control bound to? I don't see it. Oh, here we go. About alt. There we go. So I just went over your. I just went over these two. I'm about to check this one out in game. Also, I just talked about. I looked over the listeners for the menus and all that stuff, and in these plugins. And it's using Is this not? No. Listener. GUI listener. Okay, I'll do that then. So okay, it's updated. Okay, but when I was looking over the other two, these two as well as career paths, the listener for them, for the menus, it checks for the title of the menu to see if you're in the menu, and I think that it shouldn't do that because it's a very bad thing to do. As well as it stores, some of them store you in a map to check which inventory you're in. I think it shouldn't do that either because yeah. So okay. Also, I don't know if this 100k is just from creating a new account, but yeah, I'm gonna test it out shortly. Okay. So not this one then. Okay. Whoops, not that. All right. So in this chat here, who pinged me? Okay, random ping. I'll check that real quick. All right, cool. Okay. So this one here. Okay. So again, I went over a bit of the Discord stuff, talking about, you know, the way people are using the AI and stuff. So projects, race plugin, currencies, vouchers. We gotta check out the voucher stuff. I wanted to check that one out too. So what's cool is you can actually share the link to a project. And yeah, so here's all of the different prompts, I guess. Okay, as they just said fix this error, and then or this is that, I don't know. You can also fork it. Okay, yeah. So there's all this, you can see all the different prompts and stuff that they used here. This scroll bar. Okay. Is there, okay, here's the source. Give the pom.xml. Can you make it use Gradle, or is it only Maven? I'm not sure how it works yet. I haven't tried it. Interesting that it uses the Java.com Codella here. Okay. So resources. So yeah, this is what it looks like when you create a project in Codella. You can see all the different classes and resources and stuff. So we got the voucher stuff here. Used vouchers. Okay, plugin.yml. Permissions, commands, API version stuff. Player data.yml. Interesting that they made it use YML. So obviously messages. Probably not the best format that they chose. Like, okay, I can GUI stuff here. I don't know if they modified any of this manually or if this is all the AI stuff going on here. So again, they have a private static instance, but they still use dependency injection. Okay. Time utils. Format seconds. Okay, so they did do this. That's good. So okay, so just a simple chat color, translate all different color codes, colorize. Yep. So they have a method to do the a list at a time. So model voucher. Okay. Inventory listener, here we go. Quick inventory. Good, good. This is what you want to see here. This is what you want. UI manager. Yes, this is exactly what you want when you're checking for inventories. Okay, not much I can really say. I mean, besides just trying it out, I guess. Command executor. Oh yeah, Edward. Some people in a different Discord were saying that it only does Spigot plugins, and that's not the best for later on. Are you gonna add like paper plugin support? Extras per give. Okay. Cool. Right. Okay, let's just, what kind of plugin should I do? Maybe try a crates plugin? We try that. I'm not sure if it needs, NMS for it to do like inventory titled channel. No, it should be fine. So let's see, what should I type out? What type of prompt should I do? create a crates plugin, crate plugin, where the rewards, we can configure any amount of crates. Each crate can have any number of items inside of them. Each item has a configurable percent chance to gain that item when you spin a crate. Okay, and then when you spin or open a crate, the crate will be set to a block in the world, and a hologram with configurable text display hologram will be set to appear just above that block. Okay, and then we'll say when you right click the crate block with a configurable key item stack, it will open a menu and you will see all the possible rewards cycling through the menu. You can customize, and after a configurable amount of seconds, it will land on your reward. The inventory will then close, and the reward will be given to the player. Rewards can be items or commands. Commands that the server will execute. I'm not sure if there's a good prompt. What else do I want in there? I'd like the ability to create and customize any crates, rewards, keys, including holograms and crate keys, rewards, customize any rewards and chances, get that reward, and then we could say, and also like the ability to create and customize any amount of crate opening animations, such as the standard CSGO crate opening animation. And then say, what else can I say here? Oh yeah, for the main class, do not use dependency injection. Instead, use a stat instance and static bit instance. And then for any GUIs, use the GUIs implement inventory holder. Use that check in any GUI listeners. Do not check for the inventories title. Okay. And I guess what else can we? How can we modify this? What else can we put? I think it's a good start. Let's just try that. I guess prototype. Epic crates. Customizable crates. Create, delete, and configure multiple crate types, each linked to a specific block location in the world. Assign a collection of items, commands, or other actions to each crate type with configurable probabilities for each reward. specific item that acts like a key for each crate type and attach customizable text display holograms above crate blocks. Players right-click a crate with the correct key to open the animated UI, displaying cycling rewards, accumulating in a single determined prize. Implementing different visual styles for the crate opening UI animation, such as CSGO style or scrolling display. Grant players items correctly or execute certain commands upon receiving a reward type. So this would be... Does it tell me how many tokens it would... Oh, it only took 1k tokens. Okay. Can I modify this before I click create? Or it took 116 tokens. Let's just create it, and we'll modify it afterwards. So click create. This looks good. I wanted to change it to because I forgot to say, like, if you left click at create, it'll preview all the rewards and their chances. But we can do it afterwards, I think. Okay. Java version 17 uses, yep, Spigot dependency over 20.4. Okay. Main Java. Plugin.yml. Good. Good. They have permission to open specific crate types. That's nice. So it's still currently generating. I assume it'll just tell me when it's like fully done. Good. Okay, so it knows minimum API version needed for text display and PDC. That's good. So it knows to use PDC, I assume, for the key, the crate key. Okay, opening GUI. Just go animation. Okay. Crates, GUI, animations. Very cool. We'll have to see how this animation looks in game before we actually like check it out in code. So Epic crates, let's see. Do we have the instance? That's what I requested. I assume it just does this manually, like by default, but I want to make sure that it does that. See, it still uses dependency injection here, even though I said not to. A lot of dependency injection, which I didn't want it to do. Listeners, maybe it'll change that afterwards here. I don't know. Oh, so yes, nice disclaimer here. Of course, you can make mistakes. Thing is, though, this is kind of funny because a lot of people are not gonna know what mistakes it's making because they're not going to be developers. So they're not even gonna know. Okay, so it's done. Server epic credits, yep. Okay, so obviously we have our plugin. It has messages, configuration, which I didn't even tell it to do, which is good. Config, creates consume key true. One key on close, so should the player get the keys back if they close the GUI before the animation finishes. That's a good feature to have. Should we change that to true? Example crate. So we have the display name, the key, good, tripwire hook. So it just knows that a tripwire hook is like generally what crates would use as a key. Unbreaking as the enchantment, just so it has the glow. It hides the enchant, good, has the lore. the name, the material, obviously. The hologram, here we go, okay. So we're obviously gonna have to check if this actually uses display text displays and not just old style holograms, which it should use, considering it mentioned that in this right here, text display. Which I'm pretty sure text displays were added in a later version than this, but I don't know. Message utils. So legacy component serializer. Interesting. Oh, mini message, okay. So it's using mini message and a legacy component serializer. That's cool. Item serialization utils. Cool. Cool. Oh, pretty standard stuff. So it serializes it from the config. Okay, so mini message might not be able to compile. So I could probably just go here and say replace mini message with just normal old chat colors. Translate alternate color codes, I assume. Yeah. Okay. Create listener. Again, I really would like it not to use dependency injection since it uses the get instance method in the main class, but it just doesn't use it anywhere in the code. Yeah. Obviously, this checks if they interact with it. Inventory clip listener. Good. Just like I requested, uses the inventory holder. Or load listener. I assume this sets the crates. Yeah, responds to holograms. Okay. GUI, animations, crate opening GUI. Good. Winning reward. Interesting that that's a variable. After creation. I guess it just determines. Never. No? That's confusing. Animation manager. So we have active animations for the player ID. Right, so you can remove the task later. Animation type, yeah. What I wanted was configurable animations in the config, so we could try to do that later. Right, crate command and the tab completer. Alright, let's first say, please add a, let click, a way to preview the crate rewards, in a customizable preview menu for each crate that can be configured in the crates config file. And then obviously, please remove any dependency injection to get the main class epic crates, because you can instead say epic crates get instance. And then please add a config file for each animation to create and customize. Let's try that. Yeah, I'll just throw it in there just in case. It might not actually do it, but we'll see. And then last thing, please change mini message for remove mini message and instead use dot translate alternate color codes. And then I'll send that over there. And interesting that there's a stop button here, but it's like always walked off. We'll see. I'll implement the requested changes, create or preview, reduce dependency injection, create command, type computer to use get instance instead. I don't think that wasn't the only place it was used, okay. Reduce dependency injection. Yeah, animation contact files. Okay, cool. Replace mini message. Okay. So Epic creates. Oh yeah, it's still gone. So create command. No longer plug in instance here. Just get instance. Yeah, so good. It now uses that, which is good. But it only did it for these two classes, which is interesting. I do not want to sign into my TV. YouTube. Okay, where is it used in here anyways? I don't think it's even used in here, is it? I don't know. Okay. So it hasn't got to the animation part yet. Let's go back here, say dependency injection, Logic manager, create manager. I guess we'll just have to manually list out which classes to replace dependency injection with. But so far these look like the only three that use it right now. Where's our listeners, or just listeners here? So for our listeners and our and these three, because it already removed it here. Handle player quit or player leaves. Stopped and refunds are handled correctly. Okay, cool. Create interact listener, GUI animations. Specific animations, CSGO file, okay, good. But it hasn't made this config file yet. What I wanted was for it to just load from the config, not even have this class, but I guess that would kind of be hard to do, even without just AI. Because it has to do with a runnable and stuff. But, it does use a config. We'll see what that looks like, I suppose, afterwards. And config loading. It is still working on stuff. So that's good. That color, yeah. Okay. Not sure if it's. I'm not sure what it's. Oh, I guess it. I guess it's done. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's done. It didn't make the animation file config for it though. Animations. Why don't you just DM that to me in Discord? So what this button does? Okay. Can you just DM me the email? I don't know if you. Yeah. There you go. Okay. And then this. Okay, here you go. Oh wait, let me click off your DMs on Discord. There you go. Okay. I'm assuming that it's done, but it didn't create the config file. What exactly? Please create a config file for the CSGO. Actually, no, it's not done because I can't click enter here. Yeah, it might just be stuck on something. Isn't it supposed to say when it's done? Like it would put like conclusion. Except it, okay. Let me try generating it again. So did it roll? Did it roll it back or no? No, I don't think it did. Okay. Just F5. Oh, okay. So rolled back then. I would assume, since you told me to reload it. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm going to send this again. Should I tweak any of the prompt or just send it again? Also, it'd be nice if the chat box here would expand as you type so you can read all of it. The animation config stuff. And I'll tweak this stuff. I should expand, okay. I mean, I think it expanded when I initially typed out the first prompt, but... yeah, I don't know. Dependency injection for, let me see. Command classes, manager classes, and listeners. There, it's good. 72k tokens left. How many tokens was that message? This message, where does it say the cost of the prompt? Okay. Okay, and one thing I will also probably change is the ability to just have a reward give both commands or execute both commands or and give items so that you can have like multiple like reward packages or something. I don't know how many tokens it's actually taken so far, but I think this smaller prompt was just a lot of changes, so. So there we go, remove the dependency injection here. Yep. Listeners no longer passes dependency injection is. And the commands again no longer has dependency injection. Good. Huh. Why does it have the prefix in both of these? Match config.yml for consistency. What is this one used for? Message prefix. Perform most messages. Yeah, why is this here? Huh. Oh, they just add the Cisco set the animation setting in the config.yml. So it has tick sound, wind sound, pointer item, filler item. It doesn't allow you to. It's just the material. Okay, right. API version 1.20. Minimum required might be slightly slower. Interest compatible. You'll need your methods. Right. Where's all the? Right. Okay. Where's the hologram stuff at? Where's this? There's load crate locations. Hologram. Also, let me check this. Oh yeah. So okay. Oh, it's done. I think. Again, it's a little hard to tell. Like this one, it was easy because it said it had like a conclusion section. For this one, there's just more changes. Okay. And where's the holograms? Where does it actually create holograms and stuff? Anyways, let me try to compile it and see how it works in game. I suppose. Failed. Okay. Copy error. Okay, let me go. Just go here. Look at this error here. Let me create util. Let me see. Where that was in here. Is it because it can't find not null? What was it saying? Class not null B. Okay, wait, which 178 maybe? Yeah. I think it can't find not null. It is using Java 17. Let me see. What Java version was? Oh yeah, Java 21. Please change the Java version to Java 21 and API version to 0.21. Oh, okay, it's only supported that. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, it's not recognizing the not null stuff, so let me just go here and just say, where are my tokens going, by the way? I don't know where my tokens are going. Does it take tokens to compile? Because I had initial prompt and latest prompt. Well, no, because what happened was when I did the initial prompt. Okay, if I can scroll, come on, please. Thank you. Oh my gosh, scroll. Thank you. When I did this, it said I had like 99k tokens left. It said like 100 tokens, and then I did. Let's see. I did this one failed, and then I changed it up a bit, and then I had 39k tokens for that one. Where does this one show the tokens? I'm confused because it's a lot for that. 39,000. I mean, the initial one, I could have sworn it said like 116 tokens at first. Because I was at 90, it said 99k. As you said, the visual didn't update. But then this one, and then, okay, wait. So, yeah. Still, that's confusing. Cause this one failed, and then it updated to say 77k or something, and then now it's 39,000 tokens. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna try to compile this again. I gotta fix the AI here. I assume this will also take tokens. $489 tokens, yep. And then actually I could probably just do that manually, huh? And then didn't it have another not null in the I think there's another one at the in the inventory. Doesn't take tokens? There's just 489 right there. Oh no, the failed request that I had. Yeah. Okay, another one failed. I think it's because of the I don't know, other stuff. So it just failed to import item stack? Okay. Another 400 tokens. Let's try it again. Okay, that one failed. Let's see what this is. Filler item might not have been initialized. Okay. This is alright. Obviously, it's still got some things to go. Here, what was it? Filler item? Filler item right here. And it's used down here. Initialized UI filler item equals new item stack. Filler material, which is from right here. It's not used before this. Okay. Let's try and fix that then. Oh yeah, okay. Obviously early exit conditions could have been a thing. I didn't look at that. Okay, a lot of okay. Try to compile it again. Okay, there we go. That one worked. Do I just download it? I can build version. Yes, I assume so. Initial build, sure. Got it. And then download right here. Okay. Okay. Oh, it was right there. Okay. All right. Let's check this out here. If it creates there. Let's run it. So you're going to be spending quite a bit of money if you want to ensure this is like a top of the market type of crate spoken. Although there are cheaper ones you can just buy on the market that have these features that I added and more. Like eco crates. It has like other stuff. It creates admin menu or admin help. Reload list. So let's say list. There are no crates to find in the crates folder. Oh. Where'd it go? Okay. Either it didn't add it to the... I'm just gonna assume it didn't load it. Yeah. So that would mean... Yeah. Okay, good. Let me actually check that. Load crate configs here. Cannot create crates directory. Saves a default example. Create if folder was just created. And it says it does this, and it created the directory. Get logger info. Loaded 0 crate types. Created data.yml. Huh. Maybe it's just not calling this method at all. It loads this one from here. And yeah, I don't think this one's getting called. Please ensure the config manager method gets called. Yeah. Currently it's not called anywhere. But the folder itself gets created. Is my question. Right? Because I didn't have to create this crates folder. Do I know? Okay, maybe you know what I can do? You could say this. Okay, it is in the jar file. So why does it create the folder but not the file? Because it is in the resources. Because it's also in the jar file. Please ensure the example YML file is being created in server. If the rates folder does not exist, meaning initial startup. I think that's fine. Let's try that. So the amount of tokens it takes, I assume, is the amount of changes it makes, not how much you type in the prompt. Well, then okay, well, it took 240 tokens to not change anything. Great. Okay then. The crates folder doesn't exist. I'm confused. Already handles the creation of the crates folder. If it doesn't exist, and automatically saves the default. So into it. Well, okay, Ed, this is interesting. It took 240 tokens and it didn't change anything. Um, yeah, but it's still tokens that it's taking and not changing, even if it is just not even a cent. The example creates a Lino file is not being created upon server startup upon when the plugin is first started. Crate shoulder is being created, but the okay. I'm not sure what it changed. Oh wait, now list files and let's get crates. Right, so it creates a directory folder. If it doesn't, if it's not a directory on the server, it'll create it. If it can't create it, it'll return. If it was just created successfully, this looks like what it already did though. I'm not sure. Also, does it change the project version automatically? No. That's fine. You said compiling takes. Does it take tokens or no? This I would imagine compiling doesn't have to do with AI prompts. Okay, yeah. Build version. Uh, generates example. Okay, save that. Okay, download this. Okay, all right. So this one. Okay. Mm. Okay. Really no crates, so I don't think it fixed it. No, it did not, unless I'm using the wrong jar file. I don't think so. This one was just created or downloaded. Did I download the wrong one? I don't think so, right? Wow, no, I downloaded this one. Okay, well, whatever. Let's test without that. It's not important. All right, see ya, Edward. Thanks for tuning in. Great. Copy all that. We're here, save. Okay. Okay, reload. Let us see what's in there. PP, check holograms. So great key. Cool. Just give me chest here and we'll say stone here. There we go. Nice. Text display holograms. Look at that. It does need to be offset a little bit more in the config here. If I reload, will it? Did it not? It didn't respawn the hologram. Okay, and there's no way to. Okay, so it didn't open the menu. Not opening the menu. I could preview it, right? Again. Oh, there's an error here. Okay. Okay, well, anyways, let's to remove the crate at a specific location by shift holding crouch and breaking the block, but do not actually break that block, just remove the crate, and then if there is a crate there, and then ensure they have correct permissions and they are in creative mode. And then obviously actually I think that this index out of bounds exception might be able to be fixed by just changing by configuring the preview menu. Just 54. Oh no, it's not the preview menu, it's the animation menu, I think. But that is not configurable. So when attempting to open the crate, I got an index CSGO animation. And so the menu did not open. Okay. And we will send that. Hopefully it doesn't take too much tokens. I got a DM from Ed, so I will read that privately, obviously. Probably don't need much more. Just testing for stream. Okay, cool. Alright, so it is still generating, I think. Remove crates by crouching and break the block on creative mode without the correct permission. Okay, so it's now create break listener. It didn't create, it registered a create break listener, but it didn't create a create break listener. So, oh, there we go. Perfect. Good, 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 good. I think this broke a little bit. By the way, I think this is using Claude, the Claude AI. I don't know how to pronounce it. CLAUDE, whatever. Okay, looks like it's done. So we could try to compile this now. We of course change the version. Wait, it actually changes the version. Why is this in the pom.xml? Why is there a copy of the main class in here? Huh? That's funny. Just gonna remove that manually. Okay. Compile. Failed. Exit AI. Non-parsable. Okay. Compile again. Accent. Okay, cool. So again, obviously fixing errors is going to take tokens if you fix them with AI. But again, as ever mentioned, these are a small amount of tokens, 179, for example. Because while you get a free 100k tokens, this seems like a lot, but again, it's $25 for a million tokens. So it's a lot, you get a lot more tokens for just $25, so that's the price of them. Anyways, let's try this again. Compile. Failed. Okay, fix that one. There's a lot of errors. Map initialize. Okay, great. Just gonna fix that. Obviously, with the text displays and holograms for any plugin that you do right now, it's not going to be able to be player specific. because that requires packets and stuff, and this can't handle packets. So yeah, not yet. Anyways, it requires packets because you have to make the holograms fake for every player to actually be able to parse player specific text and stuff. You could try to have a dependency on like decent holograms API, but you know, yeah. That was a lot of tokens to fix that. Let's compile, see if there's any more errors. Hopefully not. There we go. Crate breaking. And I don't know. I think that was it. What else did I do? I don't know. Just download this. Like that. I wish it would automatically put the version in the jar file name. Oh yeah, and the fix the crate whatever thing. Obviously, let's say, did they change this? I don't think so. No. Maybe. Anyways, let's just copy all this. Paste it in here, save. Let's put the... We're gonna have to reposition the hologram again, but I want to test reloading. Oh wait. Not that. Not there. This one. Okay. And then let's change... We have the jar. Let's change out this... Oh. Oh, it has an animations folder. Why does it have an animations folder? It's interesting. Data should just have the crate locations. Crate underscore 0. That's... Oh, type example crate. Okay. Makes sense. Alright, let's run this now. Here we go. Alright. Is this still crate? Still crate. If I break it. Hold chip. Nope. Doesn't break. Is this compiling new versions? I don't know. Again, an empty animations folder for what? I don't know. It should be like updating them, right? This is 1.0.1 now for some reason. Oh, that's why. Okay. Anyways. Right. Crate break listener. Did it not register the crate break listener? Let's check. The crates here. No, it didn't. Please register the crate break listener. Let me check that. Okay, got a DM from someone. I'm recognizing Cadella. Interesting. Okay. Display. So should register. Yeah. There you go. Great Big Listener. And let's test opening it, I guess. Oh, there we go. Although the items are a bit out of place. Okay, well, he's asking for support in a different server. DM me for support on the plugin. Okay. I don't know the problem there because I have not been a support member there forever. Anyways, okay. Can you see I'm like live streaming right now as well? Like I literally have streamer mode enabled in Discord. Right? Where am I? Yeah, it's streaming. I'm streaming right now, and you're DMing me for help on a plugin. Thanks, man. Okay. Well, anyways. Yeah, so this is interesting. This has to be fixed. Rare sword. Okay, well, I do get the thing. Knockback 1 and breaking 1. It doesn't show that on there. Default item components. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? But once again, check here. Let me also refresh the page. Okay, yeah, Ed gave me some more tokens to work with. Thank you to Ed. Okay. Not sure because are they new? Like so what anything new Paper's working on? Because I think Paper's working on stuff like that, right? It's like newer 1.21 stuff, right? Please remove the animations public folder as there's is it sleepy or yeah, so it's newer stuff 1.20.5. It's like the stuff where you can like eat items or like change the max, well, not max stack size, but yeah, I get maybe kind of. I haven't dabbled with them much myself. But let's see. The CS:GO animation is center or is starts on the first row and ends halfway the middle row. The cycled item slots should only be on the second row, and your reward item should be on the third row. Okay, here we go. Let's set that. But yeah, I'm not sure if it could do much more advanced stuff or like much newer API stuff, because right now it builds for me. It uses 1.20.4, so not 1.20.5. So check your Palm. I think it only uses 1.20.4 right now. I don't know, man. Odin is Odin, not me. failures in 1.21. Interesting. What are the what do you mean by like edit default components? Is it just for like a new item stack? You can change the components on that new item stack, or is it like for every item of that type in the game? So it can't do package stuff. It can't do like NMS stuff. Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if it can do more advanced stuff. What you could probably ask it to do. What you could probably try to ask it to do is just say whenever you pick up an item, change its component, its default components to whatever you want it to change it to. That's probably a way I would do it. Is just like not even with AI, like by myself, I would probably. So like whenever you pick up an item or put it in your inventory, it'll just automatically update it or change it. So that would automatically make it work for crafted items too. Or, you know, grabbing it from a generated chest or whatever. Did it not? Okay. I don't think it made the changes I just typed. What was I just talking about? Obviously this. I'm not sure how it could be janky. I mean, it just automatically updates every time you put the item in your inventory or pick it up. You just have like a pickup listener, a close inventory listener, or inventory click listener or something. I don't know. Anyways. The CSGO animation is not centered properly. The rewards start on slot 4, but should start at slot 10, 9. So the cycled items should be in the middle, on the second row of the G line. Your reward item should be on the third row. Slot. What? 9, 10, 18, 22, 0, 9, 18. Yeah, not 22. And what else did I make it? Did I want to make it fix? Oh yeah, I said. So please remove the animations folder from generating as it has no purpose. It's not setting my prompts. Hello? Oh, it did. It just wasn't updating this. I can't stop it now because... Okay, great. Alright. Alright, well anyways. Yeah, well, I already did that. Alright, so let's now be 1.3 to compile. Oh my gosh. Hmm. Oh yeah, I need to fix the holograms not showing up. The crate holograms disappear on reload and don't spawn in on server start. Don't respawn on reload. Only time the hologram shows up is when the crate is initially set to your block, right? It has to go here, here, and then set, yeah. Okay. Hopefully that'll fix that. Well, again, thanks to Ed for giving me more tokens to work with. Ugh. Right. So this should be working. Again, I won't put 0.3 for the version there. Anyways, after this plugin works to kind of how I'd want it to, I think, my end stream, because I didn't intend to make such a long stream today. But I just wanted to talk about this. I don't know, I guess the streams is just kind of to raise awareness. I know a lot of people can be concerned about AI and stuff. I mean, I know I'm concerned about it. But even though it's like a controversial thing, I don't want to say that Edward's not a bad person. He's not a bad developer. I think the fact that he was able to make this shows that he is a good developer. But still, I mean, AI is quite controversial. And I'm concerned about people who, obviously, there's gonna be people selling these AI generated plugins. There's gonna be people claiming that they're a developer even though they just use AI to make it. There's gonna be people, you know, it's gonna be hard to tell, like imagine you commission a developer and they just AI generate the plugin that you wanted them to make. Like, that's terrible. And then, yeah, it's just bad. Because it's basically stealing work, right? If I was to sell this plugin, none of this is my work. All I did was type in some prompts and tell it to fix some things. Does it register the player quit listener though? That it just created? Yes, it does. Okay. Please, let's say, please adjust reward configuration. I'd like to be able to give any amount of items or any reward. For example, if I land on steak item, I get $100, and it's 64 steaks. Basically, please add the ability to add any amount of commands or items to execute and give. Alright, hopefully that'll work. Again, I haven't tested current changes I wanted to fix. Okay. I think best case scenario with this AI is people actually use it to learn and they understand, like, you look through the code, you figure it out. But then again, this AI doesn't use the best practices unless you tell it to, so that'll need to be improved. And if you just think that AI does everything 100% correctly and you use that to learn, then that's also another pretty dangerous thing. I mean, I can't claim that I went to any school to learn Java. I kind of just learned as I went along. I'm basically self-taught, but I've also spoken with a lot of other developers, and I know a lot of the best practices now. By the time, just from where I am and how long I've been coding in Java and Minecraft plugins, it's been like at least 4 years, I want to say. I don't know. Yeah, I know. That's a big problem. I don't like, I don't know. Yes, it's very hard to encourage, that, yeah. As I said, people in here are not using it for constructive things. They're using it for their servers, and they're using it for, oh my god, look at this. Look at this. I was out of tokens, so I just downloaded the source and let IntelliJ AI fix everything, and then I just compiled it. Great. See, like, come on. This person, I guarantee you, does not know how to code. They don't. Not one bit. Because they were asking me for help in this other plugin Discord, whatever. Okay. Anyways, let's test out this new version. My Palm should still be 1.0.3. I need to be. Problem with just AI in general is that instead of using AI to actually improve our lives, we're using it to replace everything in our life. We're not using it to help us. We're using it to replace us. Is the problem. Like, we could be using AI to help with, factory work, or, um, there's AI right now to help you, like, to help anticipate the lines of code you're typing. That's okay, I guess. I don't like to use that personally, but you can. Um, but this is just, like, you don't need a developer for this, to do this. Um, I haven't modified, like, any code manually besides changing the version of in the pom.xml. Anybody could do that. So they're not using it to learn. They're not using it to. They're not asking developers to help fix their problem in this AI, which you can do. You can add people to your project, um, but nobody's doing that because that would mean that they have to give money to the developer who's helping them out, and they don't want to do that because it's money. So they're using this in place of a developer, and that's just terrible. Exactly. Yes. I only know, for example, yeah, they have even worse usage. Usage. As I was saying previously about the inventories. If I didn't specify to use the inventory holder, it would check the title for the inventory, as we saw it do in these two plugins here, um, which is not what you want. That's how um, the anti-cheat plugin Vulkan used to do their GUIs, and that's how a lot of servers got hacked, and players were getting up on a lot of servers, because Vulkan was checking the inventory title to determine if they were in the correct inventory, and they were also checking the item display names, to check if they're clicking on a specific item in the inventory. So that led people to just be able to rename a chest and rename an item of a specific material to whatever they wanted, and they could modify the admin settings of Vulkan, their anti-cheat. They were giving themselves op and banning players and all that stuff, and that's not a good thing. And this looks like it is broken. Anyways, and let's try to compile this. Fix that, please. Okay. Again, just fixing errors. And it's funny, a lot of the errors that happen can be fixed with AI as well. By the looks of it, all you do is just paste the error in, but obviously there's just a button to do that for you. So they're not gonna ask developers for help with errors because they could just fix it with the AI as well. And they're just gonna keep doing that. That's all I can say. I don't know. It's pretty clear what it's actually gonna be used for. A lot of developers aren't gonna use this, I would think. I mean, obviously, there's going to be developers who use this to just generate the plugin for them and then modify what they need. Or, I don't know, it's just like a start. I don't know. I can't say I'd be using this much. Like, actually. Like, I'm never going to use this crate plugin in any actual other server besides this test server to test it out. the more I use AI to fix the errors and compile and everything, the more I think that it'll never be perfect. Um, there will always be some error or runtime error in game. Honestly, because I think when I went to stop the server just a couple minutes ago, I think there was console spam of warnings from the bucket tasks, I think. And anybody's using this AI and is not a developer, they will not know how to fix that at all. Why did it go back to using? Oh yeah, I never changed this. Although it is working. Alright, maybe. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say, please remove all instances of mini message and instead simply use chat caller. So that should hopefully have less errors. I don't even see mini message in the pom.xml, so I don't know. I feel like we removed mini message before. Yeah, right here. Check color, translate alternate color codes. But then it went back to use whatever this is, which we don't have. Okay, well, 7,000 tokens for that? To change nothing? Jesus. Okay, well, great. Well then let's just go back to try and compile again and then click fix with AI again. Just keep doing that till it works, I guess. I don't know. Tick sound might not have been initialized. Okay. I don't know what they're changing so much of to make all these not be initialized. Wow, it's generating a lot down here. It is generating a lot down here. You see that? See how much it generated down here? Can't even scroll down that quickly. That is a lot. Alright then. Try it again. There we go. Okay. It keeps changing my version back to 1.0.2 for some reason. I guess what you have to do is compile it, and if it works, you go to your palm, you change your version then, and then compile it again. I don't remember what we did. Program fixes, break, listener, registration, other stuff. I have no idea. I don't remember. Download that. Okay, cool. Now I'm just going to delete all this, actually besides the data, and crates. And then in here, go back to you and we'll copy everything, because it should have changed all this. Items, material amount, commands. Okay, good. Oh, okay. Legacy reward formatting examples still work, but new format is preferred. Okay. Senior item. Yeah, so you wanted to use this instead. Very cool. Like it uses the tellraw command to send messages in there. Alright, let's now run. See, if this were me, I wouldn't have made this old format work still. So obviously they didn't change this, they just added this format onto it. So I would have removed all this. Because it's just extra code nobody's probably going to use. Using... Interesting. Huh. Alright, well let's just check it out in game then. Alright, so the holograms are loaded now, that's good. Let me try to break this one. Well, it broke it, but it didn't remove the hologram. I'm making a crate. Please make it so the actual block is not deleted and not broken, but the crate is just removed from that block location. And also please ensure the hologram of that crate is removed. There we go, we'll do that. And then okay, well that just didn't work at all. Okay. Crate set example crate. Predicate welcome tower. Alright, good. So this works now. Although I like how they changed this to be up there. Starter kit gave me a chest. Or no, it didn't. Did not give me anything. Circuit's been delivered. Okay, so it does the commands. I don't know why it does set home player. That's interesting. It does do that. But I can't, okay, I can't actually break the crate still. Okay, right. But I can't break it. When I attempt to break the crate with the conditions met, it simply previews the Great. Also, please ensure programs are removed when the server stops. The I don't please remove the old crate format. Making it so the new format with the ability to have multiple items with commands is the only valid conflict format for the rewards. Please ensure the items listed for a specific reward actually given when landing on that reward. For example, the starter kit when I landed on it did not give me any configured items, but the commands were executed. Lastly, getting console spam warnings about a the CSGO animation task not being scheduled yet. Okay, let's just try that. I'm gonna stop that. Okay. Okay. Already calls remove all holograms, channel hologram removal. Okay. Remove the backward compatibility code. Good. Actually, problematic cancel override and animation to address console warnings about the an animation manager. Okay. So it's doing all this stuff. I'm just gonna give it a little time to do that, obviously. All right, so the material and the amount. Right, and then let's say, please ensure for given items we or create rewards. Please ensure we can customize the given items. The given items, and customize the given items, change enchants, display name or custom model data, etc. And for commands, please make it so if we change we add player to before a command to execute, it will run that command as the player who landed on that reward. Whereas any command not prefixed by will be executed as the console, as it already is. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll try this again. Okay, good. So it should already be available. We could just change it here, I think. Player prefix and commands. Prefix present command will, after removing the prefix, will be executed by the player who opened the crate. Good. That's exactly what I wanted. Just gotta wait for it to do this second part. So I assume if you get like a really good starting prompt, you probably have less to fix or add later. Should be doing something. I think it's done. Let's say layer here. Actually, let's just remove this because I don't want that. And then should I compile it? Actually, let's test. Let's actually just test by saying me low. I got a starter. Okay, and then we could say compile. Compile. Probably gonna be errors to fix. Yep. There's a big error right there. Massive error. Illegal character, okay. Okay, let's try to compile again. Okay, good. Fixed. Or compile this one, and then we can make the build. Again, I don't really remember what changes we just made, but ability to execute commands as player. 4, okay, save. Now with that. we can go up, we can say there. We can remove everything. Run this. Let's see if it actually fixed generating the example crates file, but I kind of doubt it since we didn't say to do anything with that since the last time, and it didn't fix it after that either. Nope. The plugin does not automatically generate the sample crates.1 file when it initially creates all the config files as if there was no oops, meant to say example crate.yml file. Okay. Right, okay, so what happened, it looks like what happened here is that it creates the crates folder in the on enable before in the config manager, so it never actually runs that code there. Okay. I compile it, hopefully it works. Good. Go to 1.0.5. Compile that, and then we can build that one. Let's stop this, and then generates example crate 1.0 on initial plugin. Okay. Download this one. Save. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's test this one now. Okay, well, it changed this again to that, so great. Common chance for a sword, multi-command reward, okay. Ah, okay. To re-log into my Minecraft account. Which email used that? Nope, not that one. Okay, cool. There we go. All right. Oh, it's not loading the crates properly. Okay, come on now. Here we go. I mean, this one, nope. Certificate wealth and power. It's not loading these other rewards here. Has wealth and power, has the starter kit, but it doesn't have the rare sword or the common gems. 40, 10, 25. This is 50, then this is another 50. Um, okay, wait, here we go. Opportunity to deserialize invalid air item. Done items and list reward, huh? Common gems. Not sure what the problem is exactly here. Got these warnings when the crate was being loaded. Okay, come on now. Okay, so the problem here is that when I reload the plugin, the holograms aren't being removed. And when I can't break it still. Bitcrates.admin. Cannot break crate. Hmm. Cannot break crate. Okay. So crouching, creative mode, breaking, just a preview. Yeah, so even with the permission. Once again, I cannot move a crate at any location, even when in creative. Shifting, crouching, sorry, and having the permission. It's, does nothing, it cancels breaking the block correctly, but it just previews the crate. Furthermore, the server stops, the crates are, the holograms remain, and the New server starts. He creates. Oh wait, no. I think it's just because of. Let me just try to restart real quick. Because I removed the data, so that crate obviously wasn't there anymore. Well, this one has 2 crates, even though I broke it. I'll have to check. Okay, so this one is no longer a crate. That hologram's removed. Well, this hologram stayed, but it's not a crate. So 101. So this one. 6759, yep. 104, 67, 59. Yeah, 65. If it's. Huh? 67, 65. Okay, so it says this one and that one are still crates. But this one isn't. The hologram's still there. It's not a crate. Not a crate. Not a crate. What about this one? Nope. Okay, it's not loading crates properly. Crates. Data file. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Please ensure when using the reload command, the plugins reload command, that crate holograms are being removed, then spawned back in with the new settings from whichever crate is placed at that block. Additionally, please ensure that 2 crates cannot be placed at the same location. Okay, so this is. Hmm. Okay, again, I don't know why it still says 1.0.2 here. right? Alright, that should be good. XML, why do you keep going back to 1.0.2? Failed, okay, fix that. This is taking a long time, I will say. If I can't get it to work soon, I'm just gonna end stream, honestly. Because the goal isn't to make something that works perfectly, because I'm probably never gonna use it again. The plugin that I'm making right now. I would still like to see it create something that works. Color utils class. Why does it need to color utils when it's in here already? I think it's having a problem where it uses color utils even though it's supposed to use a message util. Your plugin name. What? What? It broke. What is this? Why did you create classes in a package called please update any code references to this package to use what's in the correct package. Della. This is confusing. Should not be doing this, whatever this is. Why do you add the ability to delete files? So that it can delete files or whatever. Project over, yeah. Okay, again, let's go compile. That was weird. Okay. This is a different error. Good. This shouldn't make it create a new package with all the new classes in it. Okay, while doing this, I will be right back quickly. Alright. Try to compile again. Failed. Great. Ports. Okay. github.com/codel. I wonder if that's an actual. It is, but it's not at all related to the project Ed was working on. Wonderful. Alright, good. Now let's change this. 1.0.6. Compile. Nope. Compile that. Bug fixes. I don't know. Download. No. Why did it let me delete that if it was server was still on? That's weird. Okay, well it's still having these errors. I don't know why it's still having these errors. So it's like 1.0.2. Okay. Alright. Okay, well, it again did not properly create the crate. Let's go 1.0. That, let's do reload. Here we go. Again, items are not properly being loaded. Message me. Wait, I won wealth and power. No, I didn't. Okay. It's giving me the wrong. This is so weird. It's giving me the wrong rewards. Alright, well, as you can see, you can create plugins with this AI, interestingly enough. Well, that one gave me the starter kit. I think it's just not landing on the correct reward, maybe. Can I break it? so can't break it. So, you know, so can't break it. I can preview it and I can open it and I can probably do crates remove. Yep. So you could remove it from that. And then what do I say? Reload. Okay, reloading works. Good. And then what if I say stop server? Again, this errors, console spam. Alright. Again, it has some ways to go. If you really want to make plugins with this, you're going to be spending quite a bit of money trying to fix all the errors and get it to work how you want it to. Yeah, functional to an extent. You can't really, like, the rewards don't correspond with what you landed on. It doesn't load, like, some of the items in the config for some reason. It doesn't load the crates properly when the server restarts. It's in the data file. 105.67. Right? We have 105.67.59. I think what might be happening is maybe it's getting the wrong coordinates. I don't know. Because this block here is technically 104.56759.5, and it's storing them as integers. So maybe that's what's happening. Then again, I don't see like it's Y67 as well. So yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't load them correctly, I'll tell you that. It doesn't load the reports correctly either. So you're gonna be spending a lot of time messing with prompts and stuff to get it to work properly. Well, in the meanwhile, developers who know what they're doing will not have that problem at all. Like, how long have I been streaming? Almost 4 hours. I mean, I haven't been working on this plugin for around 4 hours, but I feel like I could do a lot of this stuff pretty quickly. Sure, it takes time to make it, but this also takes time to do. As I said, it's been a couple hours just trying to get it to fix stuff that I've told it to fix already like 3 times by now. I mean, hey, other people are getting it to work, apparently. You know, other people are getting it to work, they're paying money for it. Luckily, I've not had to pay money for it. Edward is... I mean, I had 100k tokens from creating my account, obviously. So, you get 100k to start with, and then Ed gave me some more tokens to work with. Although I'm almost out again. So I think that's where I'm going to end it here, because, not much tokens left, and also, there's just a lot to consider. Why does it have 2 plugin.ymls? That's why you kept saying 1.0.2, because there's 2 plugin.ymls. This one's in the resources, well, this one's not. It's using this one. Okay, well, solve that issue. This is ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, no wonder. No wonder the version wasn't updating. Luckily, the only thing that's different is the metadata up here. So, none of this stuff was different. Okay. I don't know. I gotta get back into coding streams. I gotta work more on Astra. The problem with Astra right now is that I'm in a roadblock with some NMS packet listener stuff, and it's really, makes it hard to work on. So that's the main problem there, because I can't get this chunk stuff to work at all. But we'll figure it out one day. And then we'll get out there one day. But I also have other stuff to work on, like college and stuff. And I also got games to stream and all that. So it's kind of taking a bit of a back burner, but hopefully we'll get there. I mean, who knows? If this AI keeps advancing, you probably won't even need a publicly available prison core. You just make your own. Even though I wouldn't recommend it by any means. I will say, this is definitely better than any other AI tool to make plugins with, but cool. Good, you got that working. But yeah, I will say this is definitely better than any other plugin, code generator. It has a Spigot API, so it can do plugins properly. The problem comes with, it doesn't, like, I don't know if it reads through everything it has every time it tries to make changes or whatnot, but it makes unnecessary changes. It forgets imports. It, just, a lot of unnecessary code as well. Yeah. It sometimes doesn't understand what you're asking it to fix as well. As we saw, I tried to fix the breaking of crates like 3 times, and I still can't break them properly just by breaking the block. And it doesn't load crates properly either, which I've tried to get it to fix it a couple times now as well. Anyways, what is it today? Tuesday? Should be streaming a game tomorrow, I think, with Aurora if she is, and with her if they are, if she's still streaming tomorrow. Hopefully. Yeah. If you're interested in coding, I know the person chatting right now, C Marker. I'm just gonna call you C Marker. My Discord, you could join that. You type exclamation Discord, that should work. Probably. Or you can go to the YouTube stream, or on my default Twitch, or my Twitch page. The link for Discord should also be there. Well, the YouTube stream, it's in the description. And all my YouTube streams are permanently on my YouTube channel. So you can check that too if you want to join the Discord. Anyways. Oh wow. Okay. Thanks. Sorry, YouTube chat. Apparently there'd be people talking in the YouTube chat, but it hasn't updated at all this entire time. Thanks, YouTube. Love that. So we had Delta, curious to see live example. First shot and how much direction does it need, which AI are you using? Oh yeah, try the resource pack. Yeah, try the resource can look weird like that. Really valid syntax though. Does that make sense? There's format, yeah, okay. Auto closable, yep. Sorry, YouTube chat, there was quite a few people typing, but again, it didn't work. So hello Uniton, Just Ready, Stacks, Zakobi, if you're still in there, what's up? It was a little while ago. Did it give you did Nightbot give you the link for Discord when you just typed it? Hold on. Yeah, I think you joined. But yeah, welcome into the Discord. It's not very active, but places to chat in if you want. I also go live with game streams. I have roles that I ping for that. Whenever. Although I did forget to ping last like 2 nights ago when I played Bigfoot. So if anyone's still in the YouTube chat, hello. Sorry I missed all of your guys' messages. I don't know why it wasn't updating. Yeah, so it's like Aerotan made an appearance. Cool. Alright, well that's all from me. Alright. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Again, I'll ping next time I go live. Probably tomorrow with Aurora and Wither, hopefully. If not, I'll try to stream the next day. We'll see though. I do have a lot of things to... I do have a lot of plans for games and stuff to finish streaming. Like Halo 2, gotta finish that. And move on to Halo 3 and all that. Okay. Thanks for chatting, guys. Really appreciate it as well. Had a lot of engagement, even though I couldn't see YouTube chat the whole time. But so, okay. See you guys next time.